I'm here, Wotherspoon. Yes, I'm about to land on Pamesh 2C. Oh my god, I just tried to deploy my landing gear. The button's mapped to boost. Galnet News Digest, 2nd of March, 3307. We read the news so you don't have to.
In this week's news, 100% pirate-free.
Mass Manager Magic.
Hugh Janus.
What about weapons? 100% pirate-free. Due to the excellent work of bounty hunters, the Sirius system, where the Galactic Summit is being held, has now been completely free of all pirates for 5 days in a row. The Sirius Corporation, working in association with the Federal Navy, is keeping a close eye on the situation. Were there any significant presence of pirates in the system, the Galactic Summit would of course have to be terminated early, so it is very important that there continue to be no pirates whatsoever. Sirius is aware that commanders have earned 500 billion credits in bounties since last Thursday, but that figure in no way implies that there is any problem with pirates. So if commanders just continue to keep on killing the not pirates as quickly as they can, that would be lovely, thank you. Sirius Corporation wishes to thank commanders for their ongoing vigilance and hopes they will enjoy their Viper Mark III paint jobs. It apologises for the inclusion of Federal assault ships as prizes. Apparently, the Federation insisted.
Mass Manager Magic. Commanders who plan to make the effort to buy the new fully engineered 5A frameshift drive from human technology brokers around the galaxy are reminded that there's only a little over a week left to get the special introductory rate. For those commanders who've already bought one or more of these special modules, don't forget that you can add an experimental effect that makes the drive even better. To do this, you need to visit an engineer who can configure frameshift drives. Elvira Martuk, Felicity Farseer and Mel Brandon are the obvious choices. Head straight to the Mass Manager aisle, taking with you those atypical disrupted wake echoes, the galvanising alloys and the eccentric hyperspace trajectories you've been carrying around for ages and always knew would come in handy eventually. And get yourself another few light years of jump distance on an already amazing jump drive. Of course, you can never jump as far as a fleet carrier, not even with Jumponium or neutron star boosts. But with a little effort, you can cross the galaxy a lot faster than a fleet carrier. And without all that annoying waiting about.
Hugh Janus. The Pilots Federation is breathing a sigh of relief after they announced the 5 commander names that will be used to name settlements and other locations when Odyssey permits are released. The names were drawn from a hat, but somehow the toast didn't land butter side down, and none of the names selected could be construed as rude or capable of any sort of innuendo. Somehow, amazingly, Mike Roch remained in the hat. Mike Roch remained that Wotherspoon. I mean, I get an escape pod and you give me Mike Roch remained in the hat. Lost my ship on some ridiculous jaunt of yours. I bet you're reading the one about weapons. As did Seymour Butts and I.P. Freely. And the perfectly normal sounding names chosen were Gibbs, Geeson, Tashieri, Blaise and Heighton. In other news, the Pilots Federation has come up with a method of commemorating commanders, and quite likely small furry animals who are no longer with us. All you need to do is post a name on a forum thread, and in due course it will appear on a scrolling laser display board replicated across a number of prominent systems. Seems to be a pretty foolproof system, and importantly, it won't distract folk in the Pilots Federation who are supposed to be working on those Odyssey landing permits. I hear they only have an A4 laminator. The beacons will be installed by the end of March in the Sol, Achenar, Alioth, Shinrata Desra, Colonia, Asalus Primus, Dromi and Hugh Janus systems.
What about weapons? In its continuing series of Odyssey primers for commanders about the correct etiquette when visiting planets, the Pilots Federation has released a guide about how weapons are used in settlements and away from no-fire zones. Here's what they said. Will there be weapons for shooting at vehicles like SRVs or spaceships?
All weapons can be used against ships, but some, such as your biological Dyson scanner, are far less effective than shoulder-mounted rocket launchers and grenades. Who'd have thought?
If we throw a grenade at an unshielded ship, will it do a lot of damage?
Yes, it will.
Will everyone get a gun?
Yep, everyone will get a little gun, which we call a sidearm. Even the pacifists.
Will there be melee weapons?
What sort of melee weapons would you like? Broadswords, scythes, spears, pikes, clubs, maces, morning stars, flails? This is not the Middle Ages, you know. You can probably use that sidearm as a club, though.
What kinds of explosives will there be?
There will be rocket launchers and there will be grenade. You might remember from a previous answer that they're good against spaceships.
Will the aiming reticule always be visible? And is it pronounced reticule or reticle?
The reticule is an important part of your HUD and is used to help you select objects as well as blow them away with a blast of laser fire, so it will always be visible. It's pronounced reticule if you come from the Empire or Alliance, but reticle if you're from Federal space, because they get confused there between gun sights and handbags. They also call cocks roosters to avoid a similar confusion.
Can you actually look down a gun sight?
Yep, you can. And if you invest in a bit of engineering, you can choose a sight that's ideal for your preferred sort of shooting at things.
What sorts of weapons are there?
There will be pistols and rifles and shotguns and rockets. These are a few of our favourite things. There will be a whole lot more though, and we'll tell you all about them at another time.
Can we upgrade our weapons with attachments?
Yes, you can, but the screws that hold the attachments cannot be removed later, so you'll be stuck with any modifications you make. You can of course have several variants of the same weapon, differently customised in your gun rack, but you won't be able to carry them all at the same time, not unless you employ someone else to carry them around for you. And you're not allowed to do that.
Can I casually drop some ammo and grenades for my friends to pick up?
Yes, you can. It's considered polite to drop things rather than just hand them over. For a really good prank, why not remove the firing pin before dropping a grenade for your friend to pick up? They'll be ever so cross.
And that's this week's Galnet News. Galnet News, we read the news so you don't have to.
Wait, Wotherspoon, you are going to get me out of here, aren't you?